Good morning, my front wheel skids. Just been sitting here thinking with a cup of tea and thought to myself, of all the Tottenham talk that's been going about, who do we fear this year? A few managerial changes in some big clubs. Iriola to Liverpool. Well, that's the one that frightens me. He's took Bournemouth up there, and now he's at Liverpool, and I'm thinking to myself, do you know what? If they get Barcola like they want, I'm thinking to myself, this front-footed, attacking and aggressive style of football from a great Basque manager, he could take on the Prem, couldn't he? He could. He's not a dark horse by any means. He's actually a good manager. Got good backing behind him. We've got Arsenal, the filth, the scumbags, defending the Premier League winner title. And I'm thinking to myself, do you know what? We've got Man City as well. So them top three, Liverpool, Man City and Arsenal, don't fear the Reaper, is what they say. And I'm thinking to myself, them three, they're contenders. But Tottenham are fascinating. This season has actually been the transfer targets and acquisitions have been absolutely fascinating to watch, as well as everything else surrounding Tottenham has been fascinating for myself, especially on social media. Chelsea, do you know what? They've got enough quality to put the kibosh on a lot of teams. But the managerial continuity ain't there, is it? If we're talking dark horses, I go for Leeds as a dark horse. The managerial continuity's there. And these are the teams that I fear. I don't think there's many other teams that I feel. We've got Ipswich coming up and Coventry coming up and Hull coming up, and it's like, don't fear Bournemouth, don't fear Brighton. So the dark horse, I'll go with Leeds. And the threats, I think we're going to get Champions League this year. I think we're going to fight for places in Champions League. I've no doubt about that. I really want an FA Cup. Really want an FA Cup. That'd suit me fine. FA Cup and Champions League place. I think we can be proud of what we're trying to build. When it gets to Tottenham rebuilding, and I said it's fascinating. It must be fascinating if you support another club, because you go through managers. The only manager that I really feared was Pep, and we're the bogey team apparently for Man City, right? This new manager they got, he said he's not going to copy Pep. He wants to put his own stamp, his own brand on Man City, and fair play. I don't know about the charges. I don't know when they're going to come across. That's been going on ages now, isn't it? This Barcola to Liverpool. Arsenal are in for him as well, which is a bit strange. Everyone that seems to go and get a top player of Arsenal pop their noses in, don't they, and want a fucking gazumper deal or get the best out of it. I don't know what you subscribers think. A lot of you don't support Tottenham Hotspur. A lot of you support other teams in the Prem. A lot of you support Scottish teams as well. Put them in the comments where you think your team are gonna, or how you think your team are gonna fucking do this season. Because everyone's talking about Mystic Meg transfers and if and when, and having fantasies about certain footballers coming to their clubs. I want to focus on like how well we're going to do, not about the transfers, because regardless of the transfers, we'll always be supporters of our own football clubs, won't we? Are you happy as a Man City supporter with a new managerial change? Are you happy with your manager? I don't speak to many other people who support different teams other than the filth. I've got a couple of neighbours who are filth, and when my other neighbour's back off holiday, I'll have a little chat with him, and it fills me with a good expectation where the continuity of the managers is going to be poor this season. All the managerial changes, and we've got De Zerbi. We've had the worst of the managerial positions with one manager after another until we've got De Zerbi. So our continuity is worse than anybody else's, and I'm worried that in case anything goes down shit creek, that the first port of call for Tottenham Hotspur is to get rid of the manager, innit? Always get rid of the manager. Don't never blame the players. They never blame the players no more, do they? It's always the manager who takes everything. Where years ago it was totally opposite. You had a bad game, you could say, fuck me, that player was shit, that player was shit, that player was shit. Nah, when we lose a game, straight on the manager. Oh, get rid of the manager. Manager's no good, strategy's no good. Which is fair point, because Thomas Frank, telling us we're going to lose games, that wasn't good for morale of the fans, was it? We don't want to lose games as fans. We never want to lose games. Professional footballers, I expect them, they're exactly the same people. They don't want to lose games either, do they? Was that the managerial fuck up of the century in the Prem? Taking a Thomas Frank and bringing him to Tottenham? Because a lot of people, when he first went to Tottenham, he's going to do brilliant. And I think I was one of the only ones out there who, I'm not a big fan of Thomas Frank. Actually, his football, his strategy, his way of doing things, not my cup of tea whatsoever. De Zerbi, he's not my cup of tea as a manager. But there's a big but there. I think he is a good manager. I think he can be a great manager if he's given funds, and he's got a lovely way about him, and he's an ex-footballer, which I absolutely love. Thomas Frank, well, let's forget about that, eh? Let's forget about that. So those are the reasons I like De Zerbi. I like having a manager who's an ex-footballer. We didn't talk about Carrick at Man United. They're not dark horses, but I tell you what, I reckon they can put. I reckon they can be party poopers this year. To be honest with you, I reckon they can put the kibosh on a lot of teams who think they're fucking acting flash. I think Carrick can pull some stuff off, especially if you look at the amount of wins that he had under his belt in such a short time. And I rate him as a manager, proper rate him as a manager. But I also rate Liverpool's new manager, Iriola, the Basque special, bruv. I do love a Basque manager. Aston Villa's manager, I absolutely love. The only Basque manager I hate is Arteta. But fair play, he ain't a bad manager. All right, let's look at this in football terms and not Spurs terms, as being a Spurs fan. The Basques seem to produce good managers, don't they? There's quite a few in the Premiership. It's a shame we didn't get fucking Iriola. You know what I mean? It really is a shame, but I don't think he would have come to Tottenham. I think when Liverpool call, you go. When Man United call, you go. When Arsenal call, you go. When Tottenham call, I think for certain managers, it's like a payday. The more I look retrospect back at Postecoglou, and he's gone to Saudi now, for anybody that didn't know. I was surprised when I read the news that he's gone Saudi. He is getting on. He's gone Saudi. I can't understand why another Premiership lower club wanted him, or Championship club wanted him, to be honest with you. But is it the case of modern football and payday? I often have a moan about payday managers. And I'm thinking to myself, after all said and done about the season previous and getting rid of Postecoglou, and we should have given him more time, let's not be nostalgic, because that's quite bad to be nostalgic. Let's look at the good points of the season and hold on to the happy thoughts and forget about the bad ones, right? But when you look back at Postecoglou, there's an awful lot of shit. Injuries, not spending, and people picking them out and blaming that. But with him going to Saudi, I'm sort of thinking to myself, wouldn't you have held out? Wouldn't you have put your name forward for some of these? Like, wouldn't you have put your CV out? I don't know what managers do to get jobs in the Prem and Championship, but I'd have much rather stayed in Britain. The way he spoke about football, his love for the great game, his love for this, I'd have rather stayed in Britain or Scotland than went to Saudi as a manager. So I question when I look back and thinking to myself, was he here just for a payday? Because they didn't have to get a payday off of Tottenham. Everyone gets a payday off of Tottenham. So many managers get paydays off of Premiership clubs. Going to Saudi, chucking an Ivan Toney. That's where we are in football nowadays. It's all about the money, isn't it? You know, we got Tonali because we had the money to spend, not because it was his favourite football club. So modern football's changed from when we were kids, where people played for the shirt, they played for a pittance. Now it's all about the money. I suppose you've got to take that into account when you look at these fantastical transfers and the mystical clickbait news. That's where I spoke about Romero in the video this morning. 35 million. It's too cheap for someone who's on contract till 2029. It's far too cheap. Especially a captain of Tottenham. So maybe he ain't going nowhere. Maybe it is bullshit. But Atletico Madrid are actually in talks with him. What are they talking about? You know? Are they talking about, well, we can, if we get rid of this one and get that one, we can actually give you what you are worth? Are Tottenham playing the easy ball game and just getting rid of players willy-nilly? Because we was told by Vinay last season, we've got to sell. And if you look at it logically, we're getting 7 million for Solomon, 3 million for that, 4 million for that. We need a couple of big transfers out. That's what we need for big money. I've got a feeling that he will go. You know, we can absorb the captain going for, I suppose, how much did we pay for him? 48 million, 42 million? It was somewhere in that region, wasn't it? And selling for 35. That's not bad going, considering how much time we got out of him. But 17th twice. That's no good for Spurs fans, mate. That's no good for me. That's no good for my mentality. 2 seasons on the trot, putting on the football game, knowing you don't even have to be you don't even have to get your crystal ball out for Tottenham, do you? You knew that once something happened in that game, we was broken. There's only a few times in the couple of previous seasons where we had a man sent off and we come back, the UEFA Cup win, skin of our teeth. Skin of our teeth, UEFA Cup win, don't forget. But we won it. Skin of our teeth, staying in the Prem 25-26 season. Now we're on a 26-27 season. I don't think De Zerbi's going to give us that skin of our teeth moments. I think he's going to be moderate. I don't think we're going to be mid-table. Not with the quality we've got. Not with the fighting spirit that we've got. But I don't want to see this crumble if we go 1-0 down shit. That is one thing that has fucking grated me with the cunting players that we've fucking had, is this broken mentality, this horribleness about Tottenham, where we go down 1-0 or the other team starts attacking and we can't get back into it. Hopefully the new signings will give us that mentality, that fight back, that quality. But we do need a striker. Absolutely need a striker. None of our strikers have been much cop. And that's where the new channel title comes from. They sold Kane, never replaced him. We've still not replaced him. Sonny, exactly the same. Club legend. You can't replace a club legend. You can't replace Sonny with a person. Take out the hemisphere. There's no comparison there. Is there a comparison early years of Sonny with Tell? Not really. Simmons is still out. The other young boy, Odegaard, ACL, mate. You ain't going to be seeing him back till 2027 sometime. Simmons, 2027 sometimes. So we're banking on the squad we got. Kulusevski, I don't think will. As I said, I think we'll see Kulusevski back, and he ain't going to be the same player for a good 3, 4, 5 months. And I think in that 3 or 4 or 5 months that he does, if he does play, he'll pick up an injury and he'll be out again. He'll be one of those players like a James Maddison, great player, but they're going to get knocks. They're getting on. They're going to get knocks. See you later. I think this is what needs to change. So hopefully this transfer window, this will be over soon for everyone. Hopefully that'll be all out the thing, that the season will start. We'll get a good run. Let's see if we can get a good run of wins under our belt. Tottenham, turnover. If we turn over the Liverpools, the Man Cities, and turn over definitely the filth, turn over Chelsea, turn over Leeds, I think even if we held just a win and a draw against these quality sides, would be good for us. It'll build the players' confidence. The mentality's gone, isn't it? It absolutely went. You could see that, Thomas Frank. You could see that when we had that other geezer, the Italian geezer. I'm not even going to say his name, mate. God bless his soul and what he's going through with his father dying and everything. But that was never a fit. That was us screaming out for a life belt because we was drowning. And the only person who put their hand out was De Zerbi. But they put their hand out, you write the cheque, and then we'll help you. And I can't stand that. I fucking hate that. Is De Zerbi a payday manager? You know, that's another question in itself, isn't it? Is De Zerbi a payday manager? Is he just there for the payday? He talks a good game of football. He's a good little manager, but he does throw his toys out the pram. You know, Leicester Stoke, he throws his toys out the pram at the other team, and we become aggressive, front-footed, tactically strong, mental fortitude from hell, and we do it. But as I said, we've got the likes of Liverpool now with Uviola. You know, you've got Maresca. And Chelsea's got some quality players. And, mate, it's going to be a funny old season again. But as Jimmy Greaves said, it's a funny old game. God bless. Have a good one. Take care. Enjoy your day. Please like and subscribe if you've got this far. We try not to do the transfer thing on this channel. We try not to do YouTube like YouTube's being done at the minute with Spurs, with football channels in general. It's just the normal talk with a cup of tea, adult to adult. Sometimes having a pop at the other channels because they need someone to have a pop at them, like parenting. You know what I'm saying? They need to be told sometimes. And I've got a big mouth. Anyway, God bless. Have a good one. Come on, you Spurs. And to all you Liverpool fans, you Motherwell fans, you Celtic fans, Filth don't watch this at all. Man City fans, I've got a couple. Leeds fans. Let's hope we all have a good season and we all want the best for our football clubs. But to be honest with you, deep down, I don't care about you and I want to rip the fuck out you on a football pitch. And we'll talk about that in the next few videos, eh? Take care. God bless.